Eric Holla and Chinakov is a little bit of a stretch. I give you 2 stars.
Ryan O'Reilly is not a star.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Who's the best player on the Preds right now?
Right now?
No.
Fate of the universe?
Say Roman
Martians.
Josi.
Roman Josi, what do you mean?
No.
What do you mean?
No.
Ow!
Roman Josi is so injury prone. What's good, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I am Ishan here with Ilias, and we are the brothers in the box. How's your week, Ilias?
You know, I just got to preface by starting. We had a little problem with the mics, and so 20 minutes or 25 minutes out of the podcast was recorded, but it did not pick up any sound whatsoever. And Ishan started the podcast off by getting straight to business as usual.
I want to switch it up.
Yeah, business is business. But now he comes over here and he starts asking about my week. He's like trying to butter me up or something. He wants to ask for something. I don't know. No, my week was good. I've structured my schedule this semester so that I only have to go to school 3 days a week. So 4-day weekend is very nice. But honestly, I'm ready to start doing work again, you know? Today's my Monday, technically, because I had Thursday, Friday off. So, but I'll absolutely take the extra 2 days.
Yeah, that must be nice.
Yeah. What about you?
I had exams this week, started Wednesday, and I have exams next week as well. So that is so much fun.
It is, you really get to, test yourself and demonstrate your knowledge.
Yeah, all the major subjects are out of the way. The main one is math. So for next week, so it's just gonna be a lot of doing math, which is, honestly, I have a little bit of a hot take.
Yeah.
But listening to music and like doing math, like practice, when you actually know what you're doing is not too bad. I actually sometimes enjoy it.
No, I agree with you. If you understand it.
Yeah, if you don't understand it, it's the worst thing.
In the
Yeah,
world. Math
it's so
is,
bad.
Okay, math is fun if you can get it, and you're
Yeah.
just whizzing through those problems. You're like, oh, I'm cooking this up.
Yeah.
I'm cooking this up.
And then you look at the answer key and you're like, yeah, I got that correct. I got that correct. Yeah.
And then that one wrong answer throws you off.
And then
What
you're
am I
doing
doing?
for the rest of the day.
And you're like, I think actually I know enough now.
But no, there's been exciting news and some unfortunate news in the NHL. Some news that we just got recently about the Oilers is Draisaitl is attending to a family emergency or a family illness in Germany.
Yeah.
And he'll be back next week. And that'll like elevate some players in the lineup, see what everyone's see how like people play, like for example, Podz is gonna be playing alongside McDavid. And Nuge is gonna be playing alongside, or is gonna be centering his own line.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be nice to see.
I think it will be a little bit fun. I look at this lineup and I see Trent Frederick and I get sad because we signed him to that 8-year deal and he hasn't really looked like the guy that everybody
Actually,
thought.
No, the GM thought he was gonna be.
I had an inkling that like he played really well in Boston. He's a very physical presence, and I think he's tried to incite some energy back into the lineup by fighting other guys and hitting a lot. But
Yeah,
that,
I saw
that offensive presence that he brought in Boston isn't really there.
Yeah, I saw this stat actually where it was one of the recent games from the Oilers where Trent Frederick had played, and although he didn't score or like he didn't have any points, like production on high danger chances, like creating high danger chances and like essentially setting up players to score was really good. So like it was like one of those posts where it was like Trent Frederick may not have gotten on the score sheet, but it was like a game that was the step in the right direction.
So do you think that he just needs a little bit more time then?
Yeah, I think this season is going to be a lot of pressure for him. I think he knew that coming in. So hopefully maybe elevating to that top 6 could potentially help with that. Maybe he gets like a little. Maybe he does get on the score sheet tonight, hopefully.
Maybe.
But we'll see.
He has a little scrap with Kaner.
Yeah, actually.
I could see it. I could see it.
I could see it as well. I could see Nurse fighting. Actually, I've like as much as Nurse hasn't been great this season, I've kind of liked his presence though.
Yeah, he's kind of flown under the radar because he hasn't really made too many upsetting plays.
Yeah. I think the upsetting plays are less. There's some plays that have been really good. And, he's like overall like decent defenseman, like I'll take that level of play from him.
Yeah. I'm just looking at Trent Frederick's stats in his last 10 games played. He has 5 shots.
I mean,
No,
like,
that's it. No, that's it.
he also has 8 minutes on ice.
Per game.
Yeah,
9 minutes.
9
8:55.
minutes. But yeah, like, he's been playing on the
So
fourth line, so we'll see how he does.
and Knobloch refuses to play the fourth line
Yeah,
for some reason.
because why would you want to
Why would you play the fourth line?
when you can play McDavid or Draisaitl?
Or both at the same time.
Exactly.
No, the other thing that excites me about the Oilers right now is the 5-on-5 play.
I agree.
It's been really nice to see the chemistry of the top 9 and some of the 5-on-5 plays, the set plays out of face-offs and just the type of hockey that we're playing right now is very coherent, and it just looks like we have returned to that Stanley Cup-esque type of play.
Yeah, I think it looks good. There's different lines that do different things. Like McDavid's line, more of a rush team, or a rush line, and then like Draisaitl, like as well as more of a rush line. And there's like some dump and chase lines, just more the third and fourth line. But a lot of cycling that's been happening. Like good cycles.
We are a possession team.
Yeah, and
that's what we rely on.
yeah, and I think that's been working. You could see like defensemen like trying to get those shots on net, and then hopefully getting those rebounds. But yeah, I think overall the team looks really good. I know that the third line really excites me a lot. Just like seeing both rookies along with Jack Rossovic, who's been like pretty much as best as of a $1.5 million player as we can get.
I think he is the most bang for our buck this season, to be honest.
Actually, no, McDavid is.
No, but like obviously McDavid is. Obviously McDavid is, but like outside of McDavid.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's been great. But yeah, I think overall the Oilers are looking very, very solid, and I'm excited to see like a couple moves that possibly could be made. And
Mangiapane trade should be coming soon. Hopefully, I think they're looking at some different destinations for him. I know that the Blackhawks checked in on him. I think the Bruins also checked in on him. So we'll see what happens. I know that another guy that the Bruins checked in on was Rasmus Anderson. Is going to be traded, I believe, before the Olympic break. And there was an offer earlier today. Actually, maybe around last night that was reported, which was Mason Lohrei, a first overall pick or first round pick, and I'm just trying to pull up the deal.
it was one other forward, I believe. But yeah, I think Mason Lohrei will do the job of
Mason Lohrei, Matthew Poitras, and a first.
Yeah, I think
for Rasmus Anderson.
Mason Lohrei will do a good job of defensive presence. They're looking for younger guys.
Yeah, well, that deal fell through. So
yeah,
it's just everything can change in an instant.
I think that would have been. I think that would have been a good deal.
It would have been a fair deal. I
Yeah.
think it would have been Rasmus Anderson would have resigned in Boston, even though it's not like a crazy nice fit.
I think it would have been up in the. I think maybe one of the reasons that deal fell through was because of the fact that Rasmus Anderson maybe said no, he doesn't want to resign in Boston, or I think that
Maybe
that's
he
probably
wants to go to a contender more,
like more of a-
and maybe a contender has now emerged as
He
they're
doesn't
willing to
wanna-
give a little bit more for him, and they're willing to be a little bit more competitive, and so he's willing to hold off on that Boston deal to see how this other deal plays through. And I think some of the places that you and I were talking about are Dallas, if they can make the money work. Vegas, is there another Calgary defenseman going to Vegas?
I think Vegas probably makes the most sense just because they need help on the defensive end. And obviously they'll translate to offense, and that's what they're good at. But they're gonna have to give up a lot, and they don't have a huge amount of young talent.
No.
So I don't know what they would give up. Probably a lot of picks.
Yeah, it'd probably be. Okay, I wonder. I can't remember how trading works in the NHL. If you're allowed, how many years in advance you're allowed to give up picks. But do you think it'd be smart for a GM to kind of say, like, you guys are good right now. I want your pick in 4 years.
Yeah, the thing is no one is gonna do that though. Like the most usually teams give up is a year or
2 years,
2 years in advance. Like
yeah.
the Oilers right now don't have their pick for 2026.
Neither do the Tampa Bay Lightning.
And they have their pick for 2027. And what's happened the last few years is they've made a trade using that first round pick to try and get better, but it's in a year in advance.
Yeah, in advance.
So I would understand. Like obviously some teams have to do big deals. Like you look at that Rantanen trade that happened. There were so many first round picks in that trade.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of on like how much are you willing to give up for you think you're gonna be. It's a high risk, high reward
Oh,
situation.
100%. No, I think that it would be interesting to see if a team got like a pick 4 years in advance.
Yeah, I think it would definitely be like the thing with kind of like the NHL that's different from a lot of sports, especially the NBA. There's a
100%.
lot of like less trades in advance. Like you look at teams like OKC right now who have many picks over the next 3 years, even though they're amazing right now because of how they traded in the past.
Exactly. Yeah, no, 100%.
So I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, another guy who is going to be traded though, probably before the trade deadline, not before the Olympic break, is Artemi Panarin.
Yeah.
The Rangers came out with a statement a couple of days ago talking about how they want to retool, not go into a full-on rebuild, but retool the team because of the kind of fall off that they've experienced in the last couple seasons.
Yeah, I think they still have like we were talking about this before, but I think they'll keep some of the main pieces
Yeah,
there. Like Panarin is gonna be a huge piece if they move out, and they said that like like because of this retool, they're gonna have to say goodbye to some of those key players.
yeah.
But I think it'll be good to see. I think they don't have to do like a complete rebuild. Like
It's not going to be like a Calgary or Pittsburgh level rebuild.
yeah, or like what the Sharks did essentially.
Yeah,
Um, but no, I think like there's two methods of doing it. There's like the retooling versus rebuilding, and I think that the retool is more than available for them.
yeah, for sure. I think you have guys like Fox, like Shesterkin, like Trocheck,
Yeah.
who are going to stay in New York and have expressed interest in staying in New York. And then you have guys like Panarin and Susie who are probably going to get moved out. I know Panarin is unopen to signing a contract extension in New York, which probably hurts Rangers fans.
Well, I wouldn't. It makes a lot of sense because of the fact that he wants to go win a cup.
Yeah, he wants to go win a cup.
And I honestly thought that New York was gonna do it. They looked like a very scary team. I think if they had brought it together this year, I think they looked like they moved out Keandre Miller. They added in Gavrikov, which I think was a
Which is a nice
huge move.
addition, yeah.
And Zibanejad was looking good. Like they started off just not winning games at home, and I think that's what kind of cost them. And ultimately, injuries like of Shesterkin, obviously JT Miller's been injured, Trocheck has been injured.
Yeah.
So it's just been a bunch of injuries that have been kind of unfortunate for them as well, and they just haven't been able to maintain that winning pace.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see how the start of the season really affects how your season goes,
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, the Oilers, they haven't really, yeah, they started out a little rough, but they're able to kind of bring it together. Same with the Predators,
Yeah, like the
The Predators
Predators.
have sneakily found themselves in a wild card 2 spot in the West.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And
Yeah.
they're the only team to beat the Avs at home,
Which is kind of insane.
which is insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. But with that monster win last night, they went out there, they took care of business.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people like I feel like with like we've talked about this on the podcast before, but with the NHL right now, it's you can't you can't have a guaranteed win.
You can't take teams playing a certain team for granted.
Yeah, like for example with the Oilers tonight, I don't think the Oilers are gonna win.
They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose.
Like I don't know what it's gonna look like, but like like Vancouver is obviously in a rebuild now. They've traded away their best player. I
PD's been
think,
playing really well though.
but PD, there's been rumors where PD is gonna get traded, but it's gonna be a big package.
I see him going to Carolina.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where. I think Carolina makes a lot of sense because they have the money.
They have the money, and they also it kind of fits. They need that kind of goal scorer, and if he can, I think he honestly needs a change.
Yeah, I think, but I mean, he's performing in Vancouver with, not the best crew beside him. But I think going to Carolina, you have probably a little more depth in defense, like Liam Ogren, who hadn't scored on the Wild in the amount of games played. He got his first goal as a Canuck.
He's playing on that top line with
Yeah.
PD and Brock Besser.
Who
Brock
has
Besser is another guy I feel bad for
Yeah.
because I feel like he
Yeah,
just signed that monster contract. Not monster, but monster
Yeah.
for him, and
Mhm.
to go into Vancouver again and to have those thoughts about leaving, and I think that, and then have Quinn leave, and now PD's probably out.
Yeah, I
And that
think
team is really gonna go through a rebuild. They're really in that tank for McKenna.
yeah, type vibe. And then I think what they decided this year on trading Quinn Hughes was very, very smart. I think it would look PDs would probably play on the second line. He probably wouldn't play over Aho. But I could see like someone like Logan Stankoven getting moved to the left wing and then
Yeah,
having
and moving Taylor Hall down.
yeah.
But this team looks extremely. There's a extreme amount of depth within this team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like like adding someone like obviously you're gonna have to give a key piece up, but adding someone like Elias Pettersson could be a
Do you think they
huge
ship
benefactor.
Stankoven?
I don't think so. I think
I don't think
Stankoven's
they
been
would
good for
want
them,
to
but I think they're gonna have to ship a young
because
player.
they're not going to give up Jarvis.
Definitely not. Jarvis is worth more than PD.
Yeah, he is.
I think Jackson Blake
You could see.
maybe, but they could try and work something out. But there's been rumors that it's gonna be a very big pack, like a very big like amount of picks and probably a player that they're
And
gonna
you
have to
and
give up.
you need to fill that salary.
Yeah.
You know, takes up a big chunk. Moving on though, based on some fan engagement this week from the TikTok, we have senior comments.
Yep.
Some of you guys don't believe in us as podcasters.
Which I love to see because I don't know, like looking at your comments, it doesn't seem like you'd be good podcasters either.
Yeah, hate comments are kind of funny. You know what I
No,
mean?
they are funny.
Because it's like you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about because
Exactly.
I like I've done the research, you know. But like at the same time, you know, like there's some people that try and call us out, you know,
Yeah.
and there's some people that spread the love. One of the comments that we're just about to talk about asked for sleeper fantasy picks.
Yeah. We're gonna deliver
Mhm.
today for you guys. But there's also gonna be a video that comes out on the TikTok, on the Instagram, on the YouTube, asking about your guys' hottest takes, which hopefully we'll be able to review in the next couple episodes. But I think some people think that hot takes are McDavid's gonna win the Art Ross. Guys, that is not a hot take.
Please do not put that in.
Please put actual hot takes.
I think like one that you guys can focus on is the Vezina Trophy this year. I think that's a little bit up in the air on who's gonna win.
And if you wanna branch outside hockey a little bit, feel free.
Yeah, we'll do the research and we'll figure out what
We'll evaluate if your take is actually worth spending some time on, or if it's just complete and utter nonsense.
yeah, we'll definitely mention as many takes as we can. But yeah, we're excited to find out what you guys think. But moving on to the fantasy picks for defensemen, these are two players that I've seen in some leagues have been picked up, some haven't. One guy that's been a little bit more picked up in most leagues is Nikita Zadorov. That Bruins team looks good. I
You look
think
good on the back end, yeah.
when they play well, he plays well, and he's
And
getting those blocks. He has those plus minuses that are good, and yeah, he takes shots.
there's also good upside potential with his offensive ability that sometimes comes into play. You saw it a little bit more in Vancouver with his usage, but I think time and time again we've seen Zadorov elevate and push the pace and kind of jump up in the play and be able to kind of facilitate nice passes or getting pucks on net and stuff like that, which is extremely important in fantasy.
Yeah, and I think he's a little bit slept on as well. And then another one that's like a little bit more, you won't see him as much in most leagues is Jeremy Lauzon. He actually got picked up in my schools league recently, and I looked at him, and he just came back from injury, I believe, and he's been decent. Like he's had a couple bad games, a couple good games, but like it's kind of like streaky with how the Vegas plays. So I think like when a player does well with a team that can win, I think that's nice to see.
It's just I think those plus minuses really either help or hurt, you know,
Yeah.
a player.
Yeah, I think yeah, those plus minuses, especially for example in our league is very crucial. There's +1 points if you have a for a +1 and then a -1 for a -1.
Thank you, Isha. That was
Yeah.
very insightful.
I just wanted to make sure everyone knew. But yeah, moving on to the forwards. We have Dawson Mercer. He's a big name. 46.4% rostered. He, the reason that he's on this list, he hasn't been great, recently, but he's had last 2 games ago, he had a goal and an assist. The reason I put him on this list is because at the beginning of the year, he was playing with Jack Hughes, and I could see, because Jack Hughes is back now, I could see him elevating to that top line again.
I think he's kind of fallen out of form, so he's gotten dropped in a couple of leagues. But I think that if you guys see him on your waiver wire, I think that that's an opportunity to grab some value that
That
might
really good potential.
potentially.
Yeah, another player is Collin Graf. This is a player that not many people know about. He's 5.8 rostered on most leagues. He is a player on the Sharks, and he's been a little bit on a heater recently.
Yeah, and I think the reason why I kind of like this waiver wire, especially in deeper leagues, bigger man leagues, is because of the fact that he's in year 3 of his contract, of his rookie deal. He's going to be an RFA next year, but I think we've talked about this on the podcast, but when guys are in that contract year, their teammates tend to play them up a little bit, They get a little bit more passes, they take a couple more shots. They're skating a little bit extra hard because they want to earn as much money as they can on their next contract. And to see that he's getting a little bit more ice time and he's making use of the time that he's getting and converting that into good offensive zone pressure and making sure that he's contributing alongside Misa, there's some strong upside potential to picking him up.
Yeah, I think like Michael Misa is obviously back now. He was huge in the World Juniors, and he's a really good playmaker.
I thought he was one of Canada's worst players. But considering the expectations, I think he fell way short of the expectations that were on him.
I think the reason that I'm saying he's a good player is because he showed that before he got injured, and now he's working his way back up. And I think he was, in my opinion, during the World Juniors, he showed that he's making his way back up.
Yeah, but I think he fell short.
I think he made some good plays, though. I think, like,
100%, he made some good plays. He's an amazing player, and the gap in skill to some of the other guys at the World Juniors was very apparent. But I think, in my opinion, he was one of the most disappointing players in the World Juniors. I think he was one of the reasons why Canada didn't advance.
Yeah,
against that Finnish team.
I would agree to an extent. But yeah, okay. But going back to Collin Graf, he's had a goal in his last 3 games. He's on a 4-game point streak. So, someone that can be picked up now, especially.
Yeah. And then somebody for the next week, and then also to keep an eye on, is Vasily Podolsky. Podkolzin. Podolskin. Podolskin is so much more fun to say,
Yeah.
Yeah, Podolskin. Podkolzin. 8% rostered in most leagues. So very low usage right now. I know Ishan has him in one of his leagues.
Yeah, I've picked him up after he's had like these few games where he's scored. What I like about him as a player is when he doesn't score, he hits, which are points. He blocks shots. He takes shots,
and he gets a fair amount of ice time.
Yeah, he's on that second line, and now he's being elevated to that first line, which is going to be huge for his fantasy points. Yeah, I think overall that's a solid player to pick up right now.
Yeah, and then for goalies, somebody who is near and dear to our hearts is Connor Ingram, who is currently 5.6% rostered, so relatively low, but if any of you have been watching Oilers games, he looks really good.
Yeah, he's
really sound. There are a couple bumps in his game to be worked out, but the Oilers are officially going to be running 3 goaltenders. I would be surprised to see Calvin Pickard in the mix more than Connor Ingram.
I think, in my eyes, I don't know what the Oilers, the head coach, like Knobloch, I don't know what the GM is thinking, but in my eyes, Connor Ingram has been the best goalie out of the 3. And obviously, Tristan Jarry has the most experience, but I think it's definitely similar to like a 1A, 1B situation where they both get equal net time. And I could honestly see Connor Ingram starting in a lot of those crucial games.
I 100% agree with you. I think he's been really solid. He showed that in that Islanders game.
Yeah,
and the other night, and he's doing a good job of getting the Oilers a 9.
Yeah, and I think every game besides maybe that one Boston game, he's been above a 9, around that. But he's been very, very solid.
Yeah, absolutely. And then an underrated goalie pick is Trent Miner, 0.6% rostered. First win was a shutout.
And then his next game that he played, he did not.
It wasn't as good, great. But for this pick, Miner, there's a lot of upside potential. He's also battling with Mackenzie Blackwood and Scott Wedgwood. But Blackwood is very prone to injury, so
he's back right now, but
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes through another stint where he gets placed on IR or LTIR, and you have Minor backing up Wedgwood.
I think Wedgwood will play most of those games, but when Minor gets called up to do his job, especially with Blackwood, he hasn't been great either this year. So I think when he plays, I think, Colorado is a team that wins. So just having that goaltender that gets those extra points for the win is crucial.
Absolutely. And it's really crucial to have a good defense in front of you, and Colorado does have that. So,
Yeah.
our second last segment of this week is a new one that we're bringing in for this week. It's called Guess That Player. So Ishan and I have independently gone and gotten 3 different guys who we've gotten their draft year, the year they were, the team they were drafted to, the team they play on now, and their stats from last year, and we're gonna go through and try and guess these players.
And this can be a forward or defenseman.
Yeah, a top 6 forward or a top 2 defenseman.
Yeah, so it's not too difficult, but
It's
just testing our knowledge a
It's
little
still a
bit.
little bit. Ishan, I'll give you your first player. He plays for the Utah Mammoth.
Okay.
He was drafted to Chicago, round 1, pick 20 in 2014, and last season's stats were 82 games played, 20 goals, and 43 assists.
20 goals, 43 assists, drafted to Chicago.
Yep.
20 goals?
20 goals.
And he played on Utah. He's playing on Utah this year.
He's playing on Utah this year.
Drafted in 2014?
2014, yeah.
So he has more than 10 years in the league. He's an older guy. Oh, he's not old, but
No, 12 years. He's a vet.
he's how long has McDavid been? 2015.
2015.
So a year.
Same draft class as Draisaitl.
Okay. It can't be Clayton Keller because Clayton Keller was drafted, I believe, by Arizona, but I could be mistaken.
You gotta give me a guess.
I just don't know how old Logan Cooley is.
I think you gotta give me a guess.
My guess, top 6 player. I think you went sneaky with this one. Is it Nick Schmaltz?
It is indeed Nick Schmaltz. That's a nice pull.
Yeah.
That was the easiest one out of all 3 of them.
That's great.
Hit me with your
Wow.
first option.
Oh, I did not do you that dirty. I don't think. Nick Schmaltz. Wow, he's been popping off this year.
He has been
He's
very
been
good.
popping
Yeah.
off. Okay, I'm gonna start you off with a relatively easy one as well. I don't know. You could see draft year. He was drafted in 2014.
Okay.
So same
draft
year.
class. Okay.
First round.
Okay.
Pick 18.
Okay.
He was drafted to Minnesota.
Okay.
And he plays for the Sabres.
Okay.
And last year's stats: 82 games played, 36 goals, 31 assists, 67 points.
Okay.
Little 6-7.
Okay. First intuition, I'm leaning Alex Tuck.
Okay.
Because of the age, I don't know if he was drafted. I'm kind of thinking he might have been drafted 2017, a little bit later.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to think. Oh, it could be Tage. Could be Tage Thompson.
Could be.
2014. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tage Thompson.
It is Alex Tuck.
Oh, come on. Oh,
I don't know. I think Thompson's been a Buffalo Sabre for life.
I think he might have been. Yeah. I kind of psyched myself out of.
I'll pick someone that I was very fond of.
Yeah, I know. You are.
And I was really surprised when I saw Minnesota. I feel like that was a good throw off.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so your second player plays currently for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh my god.
He was drafted to Columbus, round 1, pick 21 in 2020.
Round 1, pick 1, 2020. Round 1. Wait.
Round 1, pick 21.
2020?
2020 draft.
It's only 6 years in the league.
Yeah, 6 years.
And he plays on the top 6 of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah.
All the Pittsburgh Penguins are so old.
His 2024-25 stats are 30 games played, 8 goals, 7 assists.
He plays on the top 6. Okay. First clue. I don't think it's any of the big top 3 that I remember mostly of. Which is Ricard Raquel, Ryan Rust, and Sidney Crosby, and Evgeny Malkin. No, they're all too old.
So who plays on that left or right wing?
I think I'm gonna snipe this one here. My guess. What team was he drafted to?
He was drafted to Columbus.
Michael Bunting.
That is false.
Oh,
because Michael Bunting was drafted to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Damn.
The correct answer we were looking for was Igor Shinakov.
He just got traded.
Yeah,
yes,
he did, yeah.
yes. That's a good one.
It was a sneaky pick.
Okay, I'm gonna give you your next kind of the hardest one. I'm gonna save for last.
Okay.
But draft year was 2009, second round, 33rd pick.
Okay.
Draft team was Colorado.
Okay.
He plays for the Preds.
Okay.
Games played last year, 79, goals 21, assists 32, and points 53.
Plays for the Preds. He's drafted by Colorado in year 9. In 09.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's an old player.
It is an old player. The Preds are an old team.
Can you say his stats from last year again, please?
Games played, 79, goals 21, assists 32, and overall points 53.
So not. I'm leaning Ryan O'Reilly here.
Okay.
I don't think it's Marchessault. I think Marchessault, but I don't think Marchessault played for Colorado. He almost played every. I'm gonna go Ryan O'Reilly.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Ryan O'Reilly.
Go. We're tied. We're tied at 1 apiece.
One apiece.
Okay. For your third and final player, he currently plays for the Nashville Predators.
Okay.
He was drafted to Minnesota, round 7, pick 182 in 2009.
2009, so same year as Ryan O'Reilly.
His 2024-25 stats were 64 games played, 11 goals, and 10 assists.
11 goals, 10 assists. You like cooked me, bro. I play with star players. You just went with horrible players.
No. This guy's a good player. He's not like a standout, but he's not a horrible player.
Yeah, we'll eliminate. Actually, no, it's not Marchessault. Where was he drafted? Minnesota?
He was drafted to Minnesota. Yeah.
Okay, so Minnesota. So it's not the top 6 for. I honestly, I don't know. I probably don't even know this player.
Oh no, you know this player.
2009.
2009.
That's
A year
old.
a year after you're born.
He's playing in the league for almost the same age as me. Minnesota. I think Stamkos was drafted to the Lightning, and Stamkos had to have more than 11 goals last year. Philip Forsberg's been a Nashville Predator. It could be a defenseman.
Could be a defenseman.
That honestly makes a lot of sense. Minnesota. I don't think it's Forsberg. I don't think it's definitely not Ryan O'Reilly. I know that for sure. I think you tried to go sneaky with it and went Brady Skiji.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is wrong.
Oh.
It was Eric Hulla.
He plays in the top. I thought he plays in the top 9.
No, he plays in the top 6.
That team is so bad.
I think according to Daily Faceoff, he plays in the top 6.
Wow. That team is
He's
bad.
he's actually playing a lot better this year than he did last year. So.
Okay.
Okay, hit me with your last player.
Okay, let's see if you can beat me. It's gonna be difficult. Draft year, he went undrafted.
Oh wait.
Yeah, I didn't even know he did this.
Wait.
He was signed by LA in 2017.
Okay.
His team right now is the Jets.
Okay.
Games played last year, 82, goals 15, assists 16, and points 31.
Plays for the Jets?
Yes.
Oh, you gave me a little stumper. How many goals, how many points did you have last year?
Goals 15, assists 16, points 31.
Okay, I'm not leaning defenseman. I think it's a little high for defenseman, but not really at the same time. Oh my god, this is
the only one where I don't think he's a major star. Eric Hulla is not a star, by the way.
He's not a star, but he's
never been a star.
He's not a.
He played on New Jersey, and the only reason that he was playing on the third line of New Jersey, second line of New Jersey. The only reason he's on the top 6 of that. I think this player would be a top 6 in some contenders, not a lot of them though. I'll give you a little bit of a hint on the Oilers. I think he would play. I think he would get a chance to play on the top 6,
right.
But I think I could see him playing in the top 9.
Thank you for eliminating the fact that he's a defenseman.
Yeah,
because you said top 6. So I appreciate that.
Well, I mean, I could see him playing in the top 4. Actually, no. I think he would play in the top 4.
Yeah, he play in the top 4. Top 4 what? So he's a defenseman.
Well, he could. I think he has the ability to. I also think he has the ability to be a forward. Same thing like Bouchard. I think Bouchard has the ability to be a forward, but he's a defenseman.
Okay, I honestly have no clue. I'm gonna go Nemestikov.
That is incorrect. It's Alex Iafallo. He actually plays on the first line right now for the Jets.
Really interesting.
He plays along Mark, I think.
Okay, well, I guess maybe we'll have to bring this segment back to settle who can guess that player best. We'll wrap this episode up with the players of the week.
Before we do that, let us know who gave each other a little bit of a more fair kind of players to see. I want to see if I don't know. I think mine was pretty fair.
I think mine was fair.
Yeah, Eric Hulla and Chinikov is a little bit of a stretch. I give you 2 stars.
Ryan O'Reilly is not a star.
Yes, he is.
No, not in today's. Not in today's.
The best player on the Preds right now.
No, he's not.
Who's the best player on the Preds right now?
Right now?
No,
Fate of the universe?
don't say
The
Roman
Martians.
Yossi.
Roman Yossi, what do you mean?
No,
What do you mean?
no.
Ow!
Roman Yossi is so injury prone.
I don't care. He's
And
the best player on the team.
I think right now Ryan O'Reilly's carrying the team. He had a hat trick last game.
Oh,
Yeah,
he had one hat trick.
When is the last time Eric Holla was in the had anything?
Just
to do?
because he's out of his prime doesn't mean he's not a good player.
Ryan O'Reilly's out of his prime. He's playing amazing. Yeah,
Ryan O'Reilly is he's a player that has been a favor of convenience and of luck and of skill. Anyways, we will wrap this week up with the player of the week. Honorable mention is going to be Tage Thompson at 4 goals, 7 assists, 5 games played. Do you have a hat trick?
he did. Honestly, it could be player of the week. I like because he had a 5-point game,
Yeah,
but he was played in 5 games.
5
you know,
games.
it's a lot.
Yeah, and to only be a point ahead of our player of the week.
And our player of the week's goal was so nasty against Toronto.
Yes.
To give all the Toronto fans who are booing Marner just to shut them up.
Just a little bit more to sleep on.
Yeah, Eichel, the guaranteed second pick in the 2015 draft. 4 goals, 6 assists in 4 games played. Very, very solid numbers.
Absolutely. Absolutely insane that Leafs fans are booing Marner.
I still think it's crazy. Like, he did his best to try and win you guys a cup.
He did what he did, and you guys can't accept the fact that you didn't appreciate him enough.
It's funny because of the fact that every time the Leafs made it to the finals, or not to the finals because they didn't do that. They made it to the playoffs. Either Matthews or Nylander were injured. Marner was always on the ice.
He was there,
waiting to dish them the puck so they could score. Because he's not a shooter.
No.
He can score when he needs to, but he's a pass first player, and he tried to do that. And Marner and Nylander, who are currently in Toronto, didn't really play their part.
Yeah, and that's how it is in the Big T.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, we'll see you next week, and we have a surprise for next week. So stay tuned to the pod. Be on the lookout for new reels coming, and keep the comments flowing, even if they're hate comments. We love to read them. They're hilarious. Make my day. And have a great week. Enjoy NFL playoffs, which are happening today and tomorrow. And we'll see you guys next week.